Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another edition of TEW2020 and the AEW save with some Dynamite on the road to full gear, and hopefully can really push on as we head towards the conclusion of 2021. There's something we'll cover at the end of the video, but basically we were obviously disputing the situation with pay-per-view deals. Glad to say every pay-per-view provider we have was quite happy to cancel a deal. So we've managed to make some big moves and big networks, so hopefully come full gear we should make a lot of pay-per-view revenue, because obviously we're a bigger company than we were probably, the deal was worth it we were at. So I'm hoping that can maybe be something that can allow us then to branch out into, I don't think buying a development company, I think we'll just create one and we'll maybe make something like the Nightmare Factory if it's not in it as well. So if we can get that kind of money we can increase obviously our network to allow more exposure to the likes of the Oceania area, Japan, India, and yeah, really push the company forward. But anyway, let's crack on quite a bit in this show. I'm obviously missing still a few main eventers, but they're coming back soon. But this is this week's Dynamite. Let's do it. So for the first time since June, we are in Vermillion, South Dakota. Sold out 10,000 here, and we'll go through our AEW dark matches. So we had the team of Chris Statlander, Mayu Iwatani, Riho and Heidi Lovelace defeat the team of Killer Kelly, Jamie Hayter, B Priestley and Indy Hartwell at 8:25 when Chris Statlander submitted B Priestley. Good opener, 47, and it's utilising some of the talents that we're hoping can make a big splash in 2022 and beyond. With the matchup between the Acclaimed and the Motor City Machine Guns, and again as we try and continue to improve the skills of the Acclaimed, it was the Guns that pick up the win in 8:38 when Alex Shelley pinned Max Caster with the Shiranu. So the plan is just keep them doing pre-show matches, but keep them on Dynamite so they can get the exposure, and when they get that popularity then we can begin the push. So 47, happy with that. Then about they had some subpar wrestling and a little heat, as we had the Machine Brian Cage defeat Marco Stunt in 7:51 with the pump handle facebuster. A 64 here, and quite bafflingly, great chemistry between the two of them, but more so just so Cage had someone to throw about for a couple of minutes. We then had an abysmal pre-show match that had Luster defeat Brandon Cutler in 6:33 by pinfall. This was a 45, so obviously the teammate of Eddie Kingston has taken down Brandon Cutler last week, and Cutler wants revenge and he's lost. So you know what happens when you lose, beat down. And because of that we also had Peter Avalon join forces, so a 3-on-1 beatdown on Brandon Cutler of Eddie Kingston, Luster and Peter Avalon. Unfortunately not a lot of them had any star power, so just a 30 there for that, and that was only going I think for 4 minutes. Yeah, bit disappointing. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We had our main event, I believe, of Dark, and Scorpio Sky picks up the victory in Lance Archer in 12:10 with a quick cradle. Shocks the big man, obviously they've had beef in the past, and a good 6-2 win for Sky. On to Dynamite itself, and we started the show, the way I wanted this angle to come out was Pac in the ring, talking about a good victory over Mr. or Sir Brody Lee, and then MGF says, well guess what mate, we beat you down last night, Saturday night, I'm next in line, and with these two guys in my corner you've got no chance, you may as well just forfeit the title, hand it over to me and avoid getting your ass kicked every week. But out to make the save, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Why? I have no idea why. From my perspective, I'm obviously trying to get them over in a big storyline. But yeah, just basically decided to come out here and just say, you know, tired of seeing the crap that MGF, Wardlow and Starks are doing. And Luchasaurus has seen a lot of crap in his 3 million years on Earth, so he's here, him and Jungle Boy, to back up Pac. So as a 73, Luchasaurus underperformed. Obviously, if it was these two, this would be a 90, but you're obviously caring for these four and hoping these kind of segments can boost their overness. But it jumped straight into a 6-man tag, and it was a decent matchup, and Pac and the Jurassic Express defeated MJF, Wardlow and Ricky Starks in 13:49 when Jungle Boy pinned Wardlow. So a 75, really happy with that. The two main eventers come out looking good. You can see they've got a mixture of performances. Ricky Starks got the furthest to go. But yeah, overall, pretty happy with that. Moving along, we had a match that didn't seem to click and made for an awkward bout, but it was Kyle O'Reilly's Dynamite debut against Frankie Kazarian, with Kyle winning in 8:07 with a brainbuster. A bit of a shame. I thought this match would do well, but just getting him over to the TV audience and a victory on debut. Tommy End then cuts a promo and he says he's taken a few weeks, reviewed what happened at AEW Nightwood, and he's going to step back. But rest assured, he has friends a coming, and once he unleashes this evil within AEW, no one will look at him the same way ever again. Patience, my friends, but they're coming. So interesting to see who we're pairing up with Tommy End. I'm making so many trios in this game, but then it does mean we could have a very stacked trios division at one point, but it is just we're having a couple of mini factions. So looking forward to what Tommy End brings to the table in this trio. Speaking of debuts, we have one here as well, somebody that's been signed for a long time and just was a case of when we could fit them into action. And with an abysmal matchup that saw the team of Bandido, Laredo Kid and the debuting former Kalisto Samurai Del Sol, and they defeat the Dark Order's Evil Uno, Stu Grayson and John Silver in 9:35 when Del Sol pinned John Silver with a Del Sol driver. 56, Mass Luchador gimmick, obviously very good. You can see there, Silver so far off of getting over a low. He was getting 18s previously, so a 25 shows improvement. But the Luchadors win here over the Dark Order. Then your little Acclaim promo, a bit of a rap from Max Caster, maybe just saying some stuff about John Silver, bit of 30, so they're improving, they're getting more over, perfect. Then another abysmal matchup that saw Abaddon defeat Anna Jay in 4:39 by pinfall. Crowd were turned off by two pre-show workers here, obviously not the most over in the world, and 18 though is pretty abysmal, but it serves its purpose because after the matchup, Sir Brody Lee comes out and says basically, we see great potential in you. For too long I've just cared about myself and making myself as a world champion. I say that the Dark Order enriches lives, let's prove that. You can be our number 99, you can be our great one. Will you join the Dark Order? And Anna Jay, reluctantly, because she's still babyface and will be babyface within the Dark Order for a bit, well, she still will be the star of the show, will make that change over time, and considers it's too early to turn her. But Anna Jay accepts and is now part of the Dark Order. 53. Promo from Britt Baker, DMD, it's a 45, just her saying, well, she's not going to get in the way of Mercedes Varnado. She was shocked that it was her, but she's going to let her have a little bit of time, but there's always going to be Britt Baker time, and she's going to show why she should never ever be overlooked by this company again. And Mercedes was in action, her Dynamite debut, and she defeated Kylie Ray in 8:21 by pinfall. 55, 38 played the 59. Mercedes is not as over as I would have liked to start with. She's like high 50s, but with the programs we'll be running with the likes of Kairi Hojo, Shayna, the kind of people, she should get her overness up to an elite level. No pun intended, pretty quickly, so happy with that. And she cuts a promo, 65, just basically saying, this is just a small example of what you're going to see here. I'm just here to make as much money as possible and prove that I'm better than each and every single one of those worthless women in the back. So a strong promo from Mercedes, but she ain't here to mess around, she's here to be all elite. There's a promo with Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford, they get a 41, and it's just them saying basically, well, since they are a couple, then it's going to be interesting to see how they fare against Kenny Omega and Hikaru Shida, who are not, and he thinks that will give them the advantage in this AEW Mixed Tag Team Championship match. So the match itself was a 64. I'm telling you, Kenny's getting good matches at everybody here. And about they had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Kenny Omega and Hikaru Shida defeated Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford in 10:46 when Kenny Omega pinned Penelope forward with a one-winged angel. Right, that shouldn't be happening. It should have been kept to get pinned. I don't really feel comfortable having men pin females in mixed tag action, but there we go. But first defence anyway for Omega and Shida. Kenny carries the matchup. So you're going to have a lot of matches like that just to give people opportunities against Kenny, and Kenny basically being a really good player coach. Then have Darby Allin in the ring. He's cutting a promo and just saying it's great still to be TNT champion, and he goes to speak as if he's going to speak for ages, and then the lights go out and it's just a lot of kind of drum beats. It's like dum dum dum, and he looks dead confused, and then we cut to a commercial. I'm hyping something up, but it's going to take a bit of time, and that will kind of be unveiled over the next couple of weeks. But a 71 regardless, so who could be lurking, or what could be lurking in the shadows for Darby Allin. Then have our main event. So we're not doing too great in the promo front. Basically, our main event is going to be Miro versus Sammy Guevara, and Miro says that because the Inner Circle are likely to get involved, he has enlisted the help of two good friends, two good gamers here, and that is the the friendship of Austin Creed and Claudio Castagnoli. So this is going to be like a mini stable as well. More on that as the weeks go ahead, but they're all going to look out for each other and make sure the Inner Circle don't get involved. So we need this match to do well. I'm hoping it's a bit of a clash in styles, but it can deliver. And a 79, and Renee gets the colour commentary, so I'm just destined to never have a solid show ever. One day we'll get a better colour commentator. But anyway, superb matchup. Sammy Guevara defeats Miro in 14:49 with the 650. To be fair though, under 15 minutes, so it wouldn't have went over in 82, so just a 3-point loss I believe with that. But yeah, I'm still quite happy with it. I just need to suss this commentary thing. Because that's me used Moro with Renee, we've used Moro with Tony Schiavone, we've had Matt Striker in. Honestly, at this rate, we kind of just need Chris Jericho to retire, because his colour commentary stat is 80, and that would pass. But we've still got him as a right in-ring talent, so until that day happens in save, we'll just have to keep working around it. But I think it means once Jericho does retire, we'll be all out chasing for that 100 match all the time with folk. We finished the show, only 79, I was hoping this promo would have done great. And it says, look at this, no John Moxley, no Hangman Page, no Cody, and it's Sammy Guevara with a chip on his shoulder, winning again. I hear you're due back from injury soon, John. Don't bother coming back, you just made a fool of once again. So Guevara poses pretty tame Dynamite, if I'm being honest. At least how we do overall. Yeah, 77, so we lose popularity, that's not going to be good. Might have a few places that are unhappy. I know City were unhappy, so we might actually lose a TV deal, which could cost us in the long run. But loses pops in the States and Canada, and we increase our popularity elsewhere. But the show served its purpose, a lot of acts over. Obviously, the quicker we can get MJF and Pac back into main event programs, as in not 6-man tags open shows, then we should do well. But I gave Sammy and Miro a chance. I felt they done well. We just never really get the promo. That's probably on me for making that 6 people rather than 1, but kept it realistic. Probably to my detriment. But we've got 3 weeks to build up. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of like, it's planned, but it's more so for all on the line, and there we go. That could be mega. City have dropped us. They have dropped AEW Dynamite from their schedules, so I'm hoping that doesn't mean it'll be a year before we get our next show. Marty Scurll goes to CMLL. Let's just quickly worry about that. But there's what I was saying, Dish Network, Dish Mexico, Star Choice for Canada, and AEW Live obviously covers the places we don't have the pay-per-view network with. Well, apart from that, but that allows us to do it. Well, this is where I'm worried. Let's just pick Paramount. Like they're still saying ITV4. So I'm hoping that's fine and they don't worry about that deal with City. But it does mean we only showcase Dynamite on TNT, in Asia on YouTube, in Mexico on YouTube, and very small around the world. And we can't negotiate with anybody purely because of the ITV4 deal. It finishes up in 5 weeks, it's a year and 5 weeks, so hopefully that's the case, or we're going to have a very long year because of what just took place there. So look, Santana, WWE's trying to get him, so I'll be making sure we don't lose out on him because, yeah, Proud and Powerful are one of my favourite tag teams to watch, so not ideal. Nothing there. I was going to see if that was going to give us an idea of what area that was in. Still 3.01's TV rating's good. Pretty much just confirming what we already know. So that's it for this episode. Thanks very much for tuning in. Bit of a, I wouldn't say a great episode in terms of what the action we saw, but hopefully, as I say, it has the long term of idea of what we're going to go for. You can effectively say Pac versus MGF at Full Gear, a couple of matches that are kind of in the pipeline, but you get 4 weeks to build to that card, and hopefully you'll join us for the storyline over the course of the next couple of weeks till we get there. So cheers for tuning in, enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you for that next episode of Dynamite in a few days' time. Bye bye.